Off to the library to donate some books and some office supplies and pick up a book. It's Wednesday. It's raining. Second day in a row. It rained all day yesterday and it's supposed to rain all day today and not stop until like 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. So, blah. No fun. I'm on my way to the library. Figure I have my dental appointment tomorrow. So Wayne's gonna come with me, and I thought, hey, I could pick up a book for him to read. Not that he won't probably have his work computer with him and be able to do some work, but this way he'll be able to read if he wants to. So I will get him a book, and I had a bag of books again that was ready to be dropped off anyways. Haven't taken the time to do that yet, so I thought, well, I will also do that. And yeah, give him a book. So that'll be alright. Haven't been able to walk these last few days. Because I haven't wanted to walk in the rain. I could walk. But, and I was going to film today too. I wanted to make, I have a recipe to make with beans. It's called South of the Border beans. So it's beans and tomatoes and stuff. One of the ways of eating it is with tortilla chips. I thought, well, today would be a good day to make that because tomorrow I'm going to have my tooth pulled. I'm not going to be able to eat crunchy stuff for a couple days until my mouth heals. But I'm not in the mood for filming. So we'll see. Although it's already past noon. So if I'm going to film, I'd have to do it quickly. But I have other things I want to do. So, that is how this day is going to go. That's it. Today's check-in. Success! I found 2 books for Wayne from the author Harlan Coben. At first I couldn't find it because I thought his last name was Corbin, but it's Coben. But anyways, found that. Got to meet Cassie's old stomping grounds. She used to work there at the library, shelving books. So very nice. She told me where I was going to be able to go to find his books, and I did. So that worked. Yay! I spent my morning making a spreadsheet of lists of books that Wayne has read. Because I used to have a list when the girls were little, and I would go to the library all the time with them. I would pick him up a book. So I made a spreadsheet for the Baldacci books because he was reading those, and that guy picks out a ton of books, like one or, well, probably at least 2 a year, I think, if not more. And so I had a spreadsheet to make sure that I wouldn't be getting the same books. And I don't know what happened to that list. I don't know if it was in a different program, like Microsoft Word or something that I can't have access to. I don't have access to right now. I don't have Microsoft on my computer. So I made a whole new list. And now that he likes this author too. He said he's heard of him, but he hadn't read him before. The girls have gotten him a book for Christmas. And he enjoyed that book. So that's why I figured, all right, I'll get a couple more of these books and I'll have to make a list of these ones too now and keep track of which ones of these he's read. And then Dan Brown is another author that he's liked a lot of his books. But he said that author doesn't put out a whole lot of books. So I'll have to make that list up now, and then I'll have to ask him when he gets home and start checking off books as far as which ones he's read. So again, I can make sure that I have an updated list of the ones that he has read and ones that he hasn't. So if he feels like reading any more or whatever, I'm more likely to go to the library than him. But I don't even think he has a library card. I haven't checked out books in a long time. But yeah. So that was fun. Go back there, like I said, check out a book. I didn't need to check out any books because I still have a ton I need to get through and read and then donate to the library. So anyways, yay. Happy Thursday. On the way to the dentist. Today's the day. Got the tooth pulled. Decided to put on makeup. Just going back and forth whether I wanted to do that or not because, they're going to have their hands all over my face. And if by chance my eyes water, then it's like, oh, my mascara run. But I'm like, well, you know what? I did make myself look a little more presentable. See if I regret that or not. But again, should be fine. But in any case, figure out, show you. Here's my mouth. So that back molar, it's the one that they're gonna be taking out. And then hopefully, like I said, they'll put some more antibiotic stuff in there and whatever, and they'll heal up that gum. And then we'll see if they'll take care of anything. Like I said, every once in a while I'm getting a sore throat. I think that's getting all the sinuses stuff going on. Today I'm thinking I can't really breathe out of the left nostril a little bit. I'm going, okay, I'm gonna have to breathe out of my nose when they're doing whatever, so I just took an antihistamine. So that'll help dry me up so I can be able to breathe. And it has the pain reliever in there, because I was debating about taking Tylenol also, because again, it's like after I'm done, again, if they're gonna, you know, I'm sure I'm gonna be all numbed up and then you can't really swallow. If any of you've had that done, you know. You're all numb and can't feel anything, and then you try to swallow and then it all dribbles down your chin. So I've got, yeah, the antihistamine in me, so that'll take, you know, effect in half an hour, appointments for an hour. We'll see how it goes. I think they're supposed to do a 3D imaging of the tooth first. Again, I had that done last time. I don't remember at which appointment they did it, but they usually take a 3D imaging of the tooth so that they know what it's going to look like. And then they use that imaging and it all goes on like the computer screen. You can see it as they're like taking their little tool and they go all around the tooth and it like appears on a computer screen. And they can make a mold and they can make like the cap, the new tooth type of thing. And they do that right there and everything. So it'll be just like what this one will look like, but then they'll have that one in there. But that all takes time. So after I get this done, it takes like a couple months or something for the gum to heal before they can move on. So first step, tooth removed. That's today. Okay, I'm back from the dentist. So I'm still numbed up. It actually took him 2 shots to get me all the way numb. The first one he did, it seemed like he put a whole lot in there. And then the hygienist was like, so does your face feel numb and your tongue feel numb? And I'm like, kind of biting my tongue a little bit. I'm like, nope, still feel it. So then she took a little pick and did a little bit on the gums or something. I'm like, yeah, I feel that. She put a little cold on the tooth in front of it. I'm like, yeah, I feel that. And she's like, all right, let me get him back here to do a little bit more. So he came back in, gave me a little booster, and then kind of shot, I think, in the gum line a little too or whatever, and that I felt. But then it worked, and so he could do his job. So he said, you know, the cap may come off in a couple pieces or whatever, until he's tugging, and I'm like, oh Lord. But he got it off, and at the end he said that it did come off in like 2 pieces, and one of the pieces that when he took it out, the root was still there, and the root kind of was corroded and all that with infection, and it took a little bit to get the other root out. He said, but because of the infection that had been there, he goes, even on the inside to where the tongue was, it took him a bit to work it out. So I just closed my eyes through the whole thing. I said, I've done this before. They took my blood pressure, but they took it over the sleeve, and usually it's higher then. So they took that in the beginning, and it was like 151/80 or something. And they didn't keep it on for the whole thing like they had done before. And anyways, yeah, he did his thing, did a whole lot of scraping to get the whatever root part out and stuff. And he said that, like I said, there was a lot in there, and either kind of affected the bone a little bit. So he did put the bone grafting material type stuff in, and then he put some type of a non-dissolvable cover. He said that goes over the bone graft material and went down like either on either side of the gum to try to keep all that in so that the bone graft stuff can harden, and hopefully some gum will start to heal in between there, that'll all be healed. And then he stitched the top of my gum shut, and that was very difficult because of it having been infected, so the gum tissue is just really delicate and the stitches kept ripping through. So he said he put a whole bunch in. So I go in 2 weeks to go have the stitches out, and then another 2 weeks later, and they're going to take that other non-dissolvable part somehow out. And then the whole gum should be able to really heal up. So I haven't opened my mouth to see. You get that point of where you're like really, numb. I feel like you always feel like your face is like swollen, and you look at yourself and like, oh, I look pretty normal. But yet I feel a little pressure, but I can't feel. I can feel here, but I can't feel. So let's try to do this and not I don't think I should disturb anything if I just do my cheek. But so that's what it looks like now. So now I'm just gonna sit back and relax and wait for my face to come to. Thinking about dinner, and Wayne had to go into work and do one mailing. There's an everyday project that has to be done, everyday mailing, and he's usually the only one that does that. So unless he specifically tells somebody how to do it or whatever, which even though he did take for today off, it's like, well, there's this mailing and he didn't tell anybody about it, type of whatever. So he went in so he could do that. And then he was kind of like, yeah, you'd like, want me to pick up dinner on the way home? Or, oh yeah, you really can't eat, can you? I'm like, probably not much. But I have some little sweet potato fries I made the other day. I have some of those left over in the fridge, so because I was thinking mashed potatoes. But I'm like, well, I have the sweet potato fries and they're soft, so I should be able to do that. I'm like, and I have one applesauce cup left. I had that last night for dessert. I wanted a little something sweet, and I'm like, well, I've got applesauce, and then, so I had one of those, and so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have one left, so I can have applesauce today. Other than that, we'll see what else I can just mush or melt in my mouth and not have to chew or worry about anything. But there we go. Dentist appointment in the books, done. Like I said, even after like the 2-week appointment, and then 2 weeks after that, the jawline that has to heal for like 3 months, before they can do the next steps anyways. I did ask him about doing the 3D imaging type thing. I said, I remember the things that were done. I don't remember the order of the steps. And he said that, yeah, they do that after they do it. So I don't, maybe they're 3D imaging the tooth above it so that they know, again, how the tooth down here is going to have to look to meet up with that tooth. So I thought, well, seeing as this tooth hadn't been cracked or anything, that they would want a tooth that looked similar to that one. That was like, it was a good template there that you could go off of. But again, they know what they're doing. This is their job. They do it every day. Trust the process, right? Leave it to them. All right, time to go relax. Go watch some videos. Cassie sent me one on, Korea. And near her, yeah, it had to be in her city. I think it's, yeah, her university even. Because she said, oh yeah, I've been to this Subway and I've been to this store or whatever. So surprisingly, I hadn't seen that one yet. So there's that one, and she sent some other video. So that's what I'm doing now. Go sit back, relax, and watch some videos. Happy Saturday. Just thought I would do a quick check-in of how my tooth area is doing. It is 10 a.m., so it's about 46 hours after procedure, kind of, sort of. 48, 46, 45, I guess, because I was done at 1 o'clock. But, yeah, I've been trying to have just like liquidy type things. I made a smoothie last night. I had that. I did make some mac and cheese for dinner. But as I'm eating, I'm like even tilting my head so everything stays on the side to make sure nothing gets in that area. Because I know they say the instructions, and I've even heard before of how people can get like a piece of rice caught in the area and stuff under the stitches. But this morning I'm like, oh, I can feel something there, and I'm hoping it's not like that the stitches have all come out or whatever, and that the non-dissolvable papery thing that he put in there was coming out. Yeah, and I go in to look in my mouth and I saw this blue thing sticking up or whatever. I'm like, oh, it's the stitches. So this is what it looks like now. So I'm not supposed to have my stitches out until June 3rd, 2 weeks. So we'll see how it goes. It's a little bothersome per se. I mean, I can feel it, but I'm gonna let it go as much as I can. And hopefully feel if like all the stitches end up coming out, that hopefully I'll have this big thing, on my tongue, that I won't swallow it, that it won't happen while I'm sleeping, that I'll be able to get it out of my mouth. Maybe I'll call the dentist on Monday and see what he wants to do, if he wants to try to cut off what's loose there. But I know the gum tissue is, like I said, tender, so that the stitches were coming out. So we shall see. In the meantime, I'm thinking of, again, mushy type stuff to be eating. So it's grocery day. We'll get some potatoes, make some mashed potatoes. I'll pick up some, probably Ensure protein drinks, Even though I made, like I said, I made a smoothie last night, put some protein powder in there and all that. So I ended up making 3. So I had a small glass last night, I had some for breakfast this morning. But yeah, so that's where we're at with that. We'll continue to see how this journey goes. There too, on another note, I just remembered something else I wanted to say. FYI, if you've noticed or not, YouTube did some type of an update and they've decided to put extra ads on all the videos. So I had seen one of the exercise gals that I follow, she had posted about that a couple days ago, because being an exercise video, she only has ads at the beginning and end, which is very nice. That's not during the middle. Sometimes I know some exercise videos, like when they put a water break in the middle of it, then YouTube will put an ad in there. But yeah, like for her video, she had extra ads, and she was like wondering what to do, like how she could batch delete ads as opposed to going video by video by video. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. And I came up with one way. I told her about one thing, and she thought that that would delete all the ads. But I'm not sure. Like I said, she'd asked YouTube. I don't know the answer. I didn't see her post about what the answer was that she found out. But in any case, as I'm still making my playlists and going through my health update type videos, one of them that I watched last night had an ad every 6 to 8 minutes. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So yeah, YouTube has decided, you know, I've seen the statistics or whatever, I've seen some videos put out to that more people are watching YouTube these days than watching TV. So obviously the advertisers are now advertising on YouTube more so. So yeah, the one video I watched last night I think had 10 ads in it or something like that. I'm like, no. So in that video I deleted some, so again, manually. I had to go in there and deleted it. I'm like, okay, yeah, 1 or 2 ads, like every 10 minutes maybe, if there's an ad, I'm okay with that. They're all like, ooh, it's better for the YouTube creator because you can get more money. I'm like, no, but you're also then upsetting the people that are watching your videos because they don't want to see an ad every 6 minutes. Every 8 minutes. I remember when I was laid up on the couch, healing from my surgery and all that, I would like watching Friends. It was one of my main things. And with the ads that they were putting in there, it's when I first was like really noticing and counting and going, oh yeah, at 8 minutes they'd put an ad. And it would be like a 2-minute ad. So I knew how much time. I'm like, oh, if I have to go to the bathroom, I'm like, okay, ad's starting, boom, let's go to the bathroom, come back so I won't miss anything. Yeah, every 8 minutes. So with watching some of these other videos, I've been kind of trying to pay attention to the timestamp and when the next ad was. And when I was doing my own video, it had been like 8 minutes. And then the next one was sooner than that. I'm like, that's not even 8 minutes. So like I said, I went in there and I corrected that one. So same. Whether YouTube will get enough complaints and they'll do a coding correction type of thing, or if they're just going to leave it. So in the meantime, I'm sorry if my videos have too many ads on them. I am going to consciously start going through them one by one and deleting extra ads. So I'm aware and I'm working on it, just to let you know. And this way you also know too, if you're watching other videos and they didn't used to have so many ads and now they're having ads, you'll know why. Alright, I was going to paint my nails but figured I need to play with the plants first. So I've got a couple of these that actually did sprout, and I've got some other ones that have died off earlier up. So I figured I could cut these off and I'll get these rooted. In the meantime, I'm going to transplant this plant because it's not doing well in this planter. So we'll see if I can do any better if I plant it in this one. Take this plant out and transplant it and fill this up with those and these that I've rooted already. So we'll go outside and play in dirt. I think you can see me. The sun's shining. Alright, we're going to see what we can do about some of these. This one has needed to be repotted for a while. It's in a very small pot, but I think even the medium pot is too small for what I want to do with that. So I may have to put that into, I've got a really big pot over here. Oh, the scissors. But this stuff should be able to go in a smaller pot, that's fine. I had rerouted these vines that were from my mom's plant, the one nice big bushy wonderful plant that we had. And then I missed watering the roots on one side of it, and half of it died. So I tried rerooting some more, of which it did root, but again, a lot of these leaves have these brown spots on them. And as I was looking at them today, looking on the underneath side, I do see some tiny little black spots, and I kind of wondered whether there was some type of a bug that was on here. Because at least so far most of my plants inside are doing okay. But, whoop, oh, there we go. But then I looked at my Dieffenbachias. It's funny because I've been going through some of my videos from last year and seeing how big the plants were and how much these things have grown. Like these things have grown a foot, along with the plant inside that's like the tree-like thing against my wall. But my Dieffenbachias, these were so full and rich when I transplanted them. And I don't know what happened. They haven't come back. They've looked like this for a long time. But I was looking on these too because they have these brown spots on the leaves. And it looks like there's little like black bugs on the bottom of those too. So I'm thinking those are gonna just have to go. So be it. Cut my losses. And then, yeah, see what I can do with the rest of this. So, always kind of stinks when the plants are still, somewhat green, and they have a green shoot coming out. And I did see online somewhere that somebody had so I was looking up the spider plants, and they showed about cleaning the leaves, and there's a solution you can use. It's almost kind of like a baking soda type something or other that you should clean the leaves with. That helps mitigate any bugs. But we shall see, because these in reality, like even all these have all new shoots. I'll probably cut those down and reroot them. And these I think I'm just going to toss so I don't spread any of this to any other plant. So, that's where we're at. Alright. I bought new dirt, so I figured I'll add a little bit of new dirt to each of these too, give them some nutrients. Can't see me. Here I am. I remembered that I happened to have some bug spray in the house. I was going to go look up a formula to spray the plants and wipe them off and all that stuff. But I thought, hey, I've got bug spray. So we'll try this. Spray some of the plants. I'll wipe down some of the others if I get them kind of too wet. I think I'm just going to spray everything just to be sure. I'm sure this one is all brown and whatever, like it's because of all how the roots were all bound up. So we'll see, like I said, if this will come back at all, if this will grow anymore. Yeah, so we'll start with this. And we shall see what happens. Oh, and for my big plant here, I happen to have two of these silver, I don't know what they're for, but I have these two silver big sticks. So I'm able to tie this up so it stands up straighter with that. So hopefully that will work for that too. Alrighty, so the planting portion is done. The leaves are wiped. I came in here and I wiped off the leaves pretty much of all the plants. I didn't do this one. This one seemed to be okay, but I wiped the leaves on that plant, and then I wiped the leaves on all my vines, and I just kind of did wet water on those and wet water on that one, because they don't seem to be affected. Hopefully they're not. So the thing I realized as I was wiping down all the leaves and all that too, and remembering the video that I watched about doing that, was the fact that you have to do it again in one more week, just in case anything that was on there got through and then hatched, and they could still have, that produce bugs. So I'll have to do this all over again next week. So that reminds me why when I first had kids, and kids took a lot of work and energy, I got rid of all of my plants. I donated them all to the church because I didn't have the time and the energy for the plants. And yeah, that's about what I'm thinking today. I've already known that this has been too many plants, and I would have had less, but again, the girls were all like that. Cassie got a bunch of plants for different birthdays and things, and when she broke her arm, I think is kind of when this all started again. I had no plants, and then Mandy bought a few plants, and plants take work. They're living things, so they need love and care and transplanting as they get bigger. The problem with that too is they get bigger, then they need bigger pots. So I mean, like the one that's the big tree back there, I mean, that started off in a little basket of plants that was like that big, so that's how tall that one's grown. This one was one that Mandy had gotten, and I had it up on the little stand there, but I'm like, you know what, it needs a big pot, and it's so tall, and then too, what do you use to help hold up the plants? So hopefully we'll see how that one does. That one I finally transplanted. That one's needed transplanting for years, but again, it kept going. Thank goodness it didn't die off with like the spider plant, with having the root bound. So that one's fine. The vine plants, I believe, where did it go? Was it this one? I don't know, I've moved some plants around. I do believe that this one is the mother plant, and all these other pots of vines came from the mother plant, because again, as it grows and gets bigger, that's the other thing. I chop it off, put it in water, root it, make another plant. And my mom has one vine plant by her now, and I had two other pots of, the bigger pots here of the vine, and I sold those. I was hoping to sell these other two. I was going to put them online, but now with having the bug problem, I'm not going to do that just yet. I will wait and make sure that I think everything is okay. But in the meantime, I'm hoping that these are also going to get enough light. Usually the vines on the floor, that one's been getting enough light, that's fine. That one obviously is growing and it's fine, but we'll see with this one now. This one used to be, like I said, up. But hopefully that will get enough light and keep going. And then yeah, I've been rewatching some of my videos, and I saw the transplant video I did a year ago. And it's kind of interesting of seeing again the plants and how much they've grown. So this plant behind me, this one is a good 6 to 8 inches taller. The plant on the wall was only as high as that stick, so that's grown that much taller. This one that I just transplanted into the big pot, this one also was a good, probably as high as these sticks here. So that's grown more than a foot. So they're doing well. I'm trying. I give them lots of love and attention, but in any case, yeah. So that's the end of my day. Now I'm gonna go sit back, relax, and watch some videos. I was going to juice today too. Didn't get to that. Tomorrow is Memorial Day, so happy Memorial Day to everybody. I'm going to finish this video off and post it tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll go to Wayne's mom's house, and the sister will be there, and hopefully we'll grill out. The weather should be nice, just like it was today. It's like 60 and sunny. We took our walk today, still needed a light jacket because it was a little bit windy, but other than that, my stitches have come out, just leaving a little bit more. So obviously they'll be closed tomorrow also, so on Tuesday I'll call the dentist and see if he wants to do anything about that, or if he wants me just to keep hanging out as best I can for the next 2 weeks. Like I said, I won't have that appointment until June 3rd, I believe. That's when the stitches are supposed to come out. So hopefully, again, that inner layer will stay put either way, even with these stitches coming out. And if they do even come completely out, hopefully that other layer will stay in there and not come out just yet. So far so good. I don't see it coming out. I kind of peek in there like once a day. It's like today, the stitches just felt more different than they did yesterday. And I looked and yeah, they're a little bit further out again. So I'm trying not to eat much, and like I said, I tilt my head and I eat so everything goes to the side, so I'm not going to get anything caught in the gum line or anything over there. Yeah, and as far as even chewing, but of course even when I tilt my head this way, then the stitches in the mouth go against the tongue and I can feel it. I'm kind of even chewing the stitches. So I don't know if even all that and just the tongue working just because of chewing, if it's working anything out, I don't know. I figured, well, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll just have a smoothie and for dinner. Like I said, I bought those Ensures. So I do have one smoothie left of what I made the other day. Or I'll have an Ensure. Try to maybe eat just one main meal a day and then have some protein type shakes so I'm not either chewing so much, working my tongue so much. We'll see. I can manage this for a couple weeks. Until that all gets all fixed up. But anyways, that's where we're at today. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you have some good weather by you. You're able to enjoy it, get outside, enjoy that sun, find something that makes you smile. Have a great Memorial Day, and you guys keep it positive. Go make it a great day. Bye-bye.